It's Halloween season, everybody, and when it comes to Overwatch, this is usually a time of celebration because Halloween events tend to be fun with lots of cool rewards and skins to unlock. But with Overwatch 2, apart from the fact that rewards are not particularly compelling in terms of the ones you earn for playing the event, the cost of the skins that are locked behind paywalls are exorbitant in their pricing and scummy in their business model. That's what many members of the community seem to think, at least. And monetization is one of the big reasons why, people have been protesting this game so much. The thing about Overwatch 2 is that it's ultimately a really fun game to play because it ultimately builds upon the foundation of Overwatch 1 when it comes to gameplay mechanics. And so it's still like a beloved, competitive shooter in terms of moment-to-moment gameplay, and it's still one of my favorite competitive shooters, but everything else around it when it comes to rewards and progression and all these things, it's just, undeniably worse than Overwatch 1. I feel it's a complete regression on that front. People have been talking about the fact that it costs me less to buy this charm in real life than it does in-game. This post went viral with over 55,000 upvotes and a 95% upvote ratio, and this was just posted a couple days ago, which highlights just how many people agree with the fact that the monetization in Overwatch 2 has simply gone too far. People are joking about how the Bethesda horse armor sort of causes domino effect of monetization getting worse to the point where we got a scenario where the real-life charm that you can physically hold and own and show off costs less than the digital one that is just a video game asset. People talking about how slow progression has been for rewards. This individual, after playing for 2 weeks, I can finally afford a voice line because the currency awards are so paltry in Overwatch 2. People reminiscing the good old days. This post right here from 4 days ago, over 34,000 upvotes, and it's Jeff Kaplan, and right here talking about how, there's just new skins for events, and you could earn them for free, through gameplay and, by getting those free loot boxes. And you really messed up your monetization system when people start to miss loot boxes. Here we have a meme. I just feel bad for new players, to be honest. Wolverine reminiscing the Halloween loot boxes from back in the day. You got this post right here. Throwback to a time when being lucky was free. At the very least with Overwatch 1, despite the fact that you were allowed to pay for loot boxes, which can cause people who are susceptible to that kind of psychological manipulation to spend en masse, there was a gameplay path towards earning loot boxes free, and you could get lucky enough where over time you could get all of the legendary skins, all of the most desirable items without paying a single penny. In the long term, Overwatch 2 doesn't offer a gameplay path at all for certain skins. They're completely paywalled, and the prices are just way too high, which is why people insist that leveling system and loot boxes need to come back, because that's just how bad this battle pass system is compared to the old loot box system. And there's so many posts reminiscing the good old days, people comparing Overwatch 1 versus Overwatch 2, how all skins were technically free if you spend the time playing the game, whereas in Overwatch 2, old event skins cost money, cosmetics get discounted after they have been out for a year in Overwatch 1. In Overwatch 2, all cosmetics now cost more, including OWL tokens, so on and so forth. The complaints have been plentiful. And now with this Halloween event called Overwatch 2 Halloween Terror, you can see based on the likes to dislikes ratio of this trailer that there is definitely a certain degree of admonishment within the community in regards to how this event was handled, and that is as a result of the fact that Overwatch 2's new Halloween event has great ideas, but paltry rewards. Polygon details everything that people have been complaining about in this article. So first of all, the good thing is that it does come with this mode called Junkerstein's Revenge, Wrath of the Bride, this sequel to the wave-based horde mode from Halloween Terror's Past. And, people are having fun with playing the game, but in terms of what you get for playing and unlocking stuff that keeps you motivated to keep playing, that's where things fall apart. Don't expect much, if anything, in the way of exciting rewards for Overwatch's annual take on Halloween. Unlike previous years where players could earn dozens of cosmetics, Wrath of the Bride pays out some XP, voice lines, a weapon, charm, sprays, and more. A bunch of useless shit, essentially. Players do get a free Reaper skin for playing during the event as part of a make-good for Overwatch 2's rocky start. They did apologize for, all of the technical issues that Overwatch 2 experienced at launch, which have been kind of smoothed out over time. They did give out a free skin, but, the Halloween event by itself still should be fun and engaging and rewarding to play through, and it's just not that right now. And then it is detailed just how exorbitantly priced the event skins are. The Halloween event gives you the opportunity to buy more skins for Overwatch 2 heroes. There are 2 legendary ones, Witch Kiriko and Executioner Junker Queen, and they cost 2,600 credits and 1,900 credits, respectively, roughly $25 and $19. If you get both skins, that's more expensive than the entirety of the base version of Overwatch 1, which was $40. Oh, but it gets more egregious when it comes to Kiriko's Witchy legendary skin. Again, it is $26 or 2,600 Overwatch coins, but the problem is there's no way to buy just 600 coins. Basically, there's no way to buy the exact amount you need to just purchase this specific skin, so to get closest to 2,600 coins, you'll have to spend $30 on 3,000 coins. If you buy the coins bundle that is closest to the cost of this skin, then you'll be just shy. You'll just be short enough that you'll be forced to upgrade to the next tier of coins bundles. There are other purchasable items that are similar, like the Defenders of the Castle bundle, which includes this editor's favorite Symmetra skin. It costs 3,300 Overwatch coins, but since you can only buy Overwatch coins in groups, and you can see right here the tiers when it comes to coins purchases, you can't even buy the exact amount of coins needed for the bundle. You'll have to spend more. And on top of all that, you've got Legacy Overwatch Halloween skins. Old skins that were once available in free-to-earn loot boxes in Overwatch 1 are being hawked for close to $20 with no reasonable gameplay path to earn these skins, unlike Overwatch 1. Content creators have already been making videos showing off just how bad this stuff gets. So right here we can see the Witch Kiriko skin is 2,600 coins. The Junker Queen Executioner skin is 1,900 coins. And then making matters even worse is the fact that the Witch Kiriko skin cannot be purchased separately. This 2,600 coins price is not for the skin, it's for the bundle that includes a bunch of items, and that's why it costs more than the Executioner skin here, which is just 1,900 coins. You can see right here in this video by Stalosa that if you try to purchase the Witch skin by itself, the unlock button is grayed out. They just straight up don't allow you to buy the skin by itself for 1,900 coins. They force you to get the 2,600 coins bundle, which Blizzard insists is a discounted price. 2,600 coins apparently is 29% off. Many consider it to be deceptive and kind of misleading that they're adding that parentheses, this is actually a discounted price, when the price was never really discounted to begin with because it launched at that 2,600 coins price point. And people are even calling out the legalities behind this. As pointed out by this Reddit user, event items reduced prices are illegal in Germany. In Germany, it's considered misleading and deceptive to sell an item at a reduced price without it being sold to its original price, since it gives the impression of a false sense of urgency. Now, if you go into the bundle itself, where you can check out the individual items that are included, and by the way, it doesn't help that the accompanying items that come with the Witch skin that you have to purchase through this bundle are not compelling at all. A charm, an intro, an icon, and a name card. A disclosure that Blizzard put here is that bundled price comparison is based on acquiring each item separately. So what they're saying is 3,700 coins is what all this would cost if you bought them individually. And so they're saying that by offering this for 2,600 coins, it's a discounted price. But not only are bundles usually sold at a lower price than buying items separately, and that wouldn't be considered the discounted price, by labeling this as discounted, you're giving the impression that this is temporary, and so people should purchase this now before the discount goes away, creating a potential false sense of urgency. Here's another post that pointed out something similar, and this one has garnered almost 20,000 upvotes. The current monetization is illegal in multiple countries, including Australia. It might be possible to report them to your local consumer protection authorities. In some countries, products cannot be marked off from a price that it hasn't been sold at for enough time. Stelos also took to Twitter to complain that if you want the new Kiriko Witch skin, it's 2,600 Overwatch coins, LOL. You cannot buy the skin on its own, only the bundle, $25 for that. LOL, what a laugh. People are also complaining about the fact that Kiriko's Witch skin feels more like a, I don't know, like a Mercy skin. It doesn't feel like it suits the character. Like they really didn't put that much effort into making her Halloween costume thematically relevant to the character itself. And folks on Reddit have been celebrating the fact that content creators have been speaking out about how this whole Halloween event and its rewards and its skins have been handled. Even some game journalists have spoken out, with Timur Hussein tweeting, "Me looking at Overwatch 2 Halloween skin price," and then here is the Idris Elba meme video of him choking on hot chicken wings and wondering WTF. And the general community sentiments have all echoed just how disappointing this has all been, especially for veteran players who are used to Halloween events being pretty on point usually. So right here on the official Blizzard forum, somebody's saying Overwatch 2 monetization is killing my excitement of the game, explaining everything that people have already explained. You got people saying, so Halloween, expressing what a disappointment this all has been, from the quality of the skins to the way they're paywalled and how meager the rewards have been for the stuff that you do get when you play the game without having to pay. More folks pointing out the fact that you can only buy the Kiriko skin in a bundle and have to pay 2,600 coins instead of being able to pay the reduced 1,900 coins price, which already is too expensive for a legendary skin. Plenty of folks highlighting how purchasable items have been priced in such a way that you'll always be a little short and have to go with the next bundle that's more expensive, and this is how they manipulate you into spending more money than you otherwise would have. People are highlighting the fact that this $37 bundle without the discount is about as expensive as Overwatch 1 as a whole, which again was $40. Even on Reddit, you'll find people talking about how monetization is ruining the Halloween event. Plenty of people expressing that the Halloween event should be like it was in Overwatch 1. You should be able to unlock skins by playing the Halloween event. There should be a gameplay path towards being able to earn rewards to celebrate this season, to celebrate this holiday. But instead, the special skins are relegated specifically to those who are in financially comfortable enough positions to be able to shell out exorbitant amounts for skins that shouldn't cost anywhere this much. As for the rest who have to be more frugal with money, well, here we have the Halloween event rewards. You can see right here that this post has garnered over 10,000 upvotes, almost 11,000 upvotes, because it showed off what the event rewards look like. And again, it's like useless, or at least some of the least desired cosmetics like voice lines and sprays and weapon charms and name cards that don't really give you a sense of having accomplished anything substantial by playing the game. People are also speculating that the Apology Reaper skin here, that was supposed to be the free Halloween skin that they instead decided to make an apology skin. It was a skin that they were going to give you for free anyway, just through a different context, through a more sort of, let's celebrate this holiday context rather than, hey, I'm sorry, we screwed up this launch. Here you go, here's the skin. So this isn't actually additive content. It's just content that's been reformatted, and it just feels kind of sneaky. Assuming that this is true, this is still speculation. I wouldn't know for sure. So disillusioned have people been about Overwatch 2's monetization that they're instead deciding to highlight how much more value you can get out of spending money that you would have spent on skins on video games, full-ass video games like Terraria and Outer Wilds and Cult of the Lamb and Witcher 3 and all these games, Vampire Survivors, Hollow Knight, Paladins, Hades, so on and so forth, that are cheaper than some of these skins, or at worst around the same price as some of these skins, and you get entire games. Some of the most renowned and beloved and replayable games at that. Some folks are saying that this doesn't even feel like an event, it just feels like a shop refresh. And look, all events are on some level a shop refresh, but if you give people enough incentives and rewards and gameplay paths towards earning the most desired rewards, then people will be fine with it. But with this Halloween event, it just feels like they took the event out of it and only left behind the shop refresh aspect of it. At least as far as the rewards are concerned, there's just so much less to grind for, you know what I mean? So it makes the grind just feel monotonous, whereas when you have something truly desirable at the end of the tunnel, the grind feels like you're working towards something, and it just incentivizes you to keep coming back while having fun with what is ultimately a fun game when it comes to moment-to-moment gameplay and the matches. Again, it's like a really good competitive shooter marred by so many compromising elements around it. Some people are aptly pointing out the fact that Overwatch 2 going free-to-play is very much akin to Halo going free-to-play, and how that ultimately, yes, it made it more accessible for new players, but what was lost in the process made both of them overall just a worse-feeling game to grind through. This Reddit post right here bullet points how both games went from a box model to free-to-play. Both games introduced a battle pass system with a heavy emphasis on challenges that force you to play the game in ways you don't want to. Both games introduced an egregious store featuring items that were previously unlockable for a $20 price tag. Both games featured lackluster events which recycled content and didn't give you any meaningful rewards. Both games launched with PvP and PvE separately. Yep, it's actually uncanny how similar these two are. Both games were missing key features from previous titles. Both games launched with broken ranked systems. Both games had a plethora of bugs which the developers seemed to pay no mind to. Both games lacked critical social features. Both games launched with an embarrassing amount of so-called installed new content. This is why the trend towards free-to-play has me deeply concerned with these live services and multiplayer titles, because of what's lost along the way when a game goes free-to-play and how much harder they have to monetize and how much more they have to close off gameplay paths because they have to make that money back. People are also anticipating that if Blizzard does price cuts, to respond to the backlash, then it's still going to be not in good intention. This Reddit user basically warns about the whole 2 steps forward, 1 step backward maneuver, where they put out there the worst possible version of a monetization system so they can then take a step back and say, all right, we heard you, we're going to dial it back, but they still did take 1 step forward. This is how monetization systems have inchwormed their way towards getting worse and worse and normalizing worse and worse systems. And then last but not least, I want to highlight this Reddit post that points out why Blizzard removed these skins from the Battle Pass. So for those who don't know, this screenshot right here is actually a leak of skins that are seemingly upcoming. And these are, you can see right here, pretty cyberpunk themed. And the theory right now is that these were supposed to be a part of the current Battle Pass, which, if you look through the rewards, are also cyberpunk themed, but don't include these skins. And so the theory out there is that initially the plan was to have all of these skins as part of the Battle Pass, but Blizzard shifted plans to essentially sell these skins individually at a high price. And while this is speculation, it's not the most unlikely prospect, and given people's distrust towards Blizzard and their monetization systems, I don't blame people for making these kinds of assumptions and always assuming the worst about how Blizzard tackles monetization, because they've, as of late, been approaching monetization and sort of in the most bad faith way possible, it feels like. So yeah, this is what the discourse is looking like right now surrounding Overwatch 2's monetization. People just feel so disillusioned by what a step backwards this is, what a leap backwards this all is. And it's just felt like with every new game that Blizzard releases as of late, monetization becomes progressively worse and worse and more egregious by leaps and bounds. I mean, Diablo Immortal is, even by free-to-play standards and by mobile game standards, some of the most egregious monetization I've ever seen. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to max out a character. It's ridiculous. And now with Overwatch 2, maybe it doesn't reach Diablo Immortal heights, but Diablo Immortal doesn't necessarily set a high bar for a proper, fair monetization system, so that's not much of a compliment for Overwatch 2. It just sucks that the rewards have to feel so stingy in a game that has such a solid gameplay foundation that if you get the rewards balance right, you could have a happy, thriving community. But yeah, this cynical approach is just really bumming the community out, and it's understandable. So this is the situation right now. This is what's going on with the Halloween event and the backlash you might have seen surrounding it. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are and what your experiences have been like as far as the Halloween event is concerned for Overwatch 2. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.